Hello. Yesterday, we learned that the federal government was publishing new guidelines that are going to affect all of us here at Wellspring and in our communities at large. And those guidelines were making good on the announcement several months ago that vaccine mandates were being considered and rules were being developed for that. Well, those rules were established and handed down yesterday. So I want to spend a little bit of time just updating you all on what we know, maybe what we don't know, and how we think it's going to affect our work together going forward. And I want to start by saying that there are really four different federal agencies that are involved that we are paying attention to and trying to work with the different guidance that we're getting. There's the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, that covers all the healthcare entities that Wellspring is part of. There's OSHA, which is the Occupational Health Safety Administration, which will have guidance and rules for us around our non-healthcare part of the work that we do here at Wellspring. And then within those, both the ADA and the EEOC will have something to say as well about how we go about administering these various rules and the vaccine mandate. So just understand, I'm pointing that out simply to underscore the complexity that we're dealing with and the significant amount of rulemaking and guidance that we're trying to interpret and then put into policy for Wellspring. It'll take us a little time, and I know folks are anxious to get answers about how it will affect you. We certainly promise those answers as quickly as possible, but we don't want to provide hasty answers that later on turn out to be untrue. So just know that in the months leading up to this, since the announcement was made that this would be coming, we've been very, very active on the advocacy front, working with our state and national associations, Leading Age, both here and in Washington, the Federation here in Lansing, the Alliance for Strong Communities. All of those things have been active in our work so that we could be as prepared as we possibly could be for this moment. What we know at this time is that vaccines will be required for all workers in a healthcare setting and must be fully vaccinated by January 4th. Now, doing the math on that, that means the last date that a healthcare worker can get their first shot is December 5th. And so those are dates we'll be working with those and publishing those more fully as we go. And that again is the healthcare side of our work. Those dates also apply for the non-healthcare side of our work. Although in that part of our organization, part of Wellspring, there is a testing out opportunity as well for folks who are vaccine hesitant still, don't want to do it. There's a testing procedure that we're looking at as well that is allowed under those rules. So again, we're trying to interpret all of that. I know there's also been a lot of talk and interest in the various waivers that might be available to folks, and that's where the ADA and the EEOC come in. They also have rules and guidelines about waivers, and there is only broad guidance for us on this right now. What we know from the both of those is that we will be establishing both the protocols and the procedures for folks who feel like they would qualify for one of those waivers. But we do think that the guidance is coming out, and we'll have some real parameters around that that we will, of course, have to adhere to as we go forward. So let me just close by saying this: our position has not changed since last January when vaccines started to come out. It is our desire, it is our hope that everyone will get vaccinated to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your coworkers and those we serve. We still strongly believe that is the way forward, and would ask you to consider that, particularly if you are in connection with someone who has not yet been vaccinated. Or you yourself have chosen yet not to be vaccinated. Just please know that is our desire for you, simply because we know, just looking at the data, these vaccines have significantly impacted our ability to go back to normal. And so just consider that. The other thing I would simply say is that this is a very divisive issue in our culture. We know that people feel strongly on both sides of this question. I just want to remind us that within the walls of Wellspring, we want to care about everybody. We will conduct a dialogue and communication that honors all voices and listens carefully to one another. I had opportunity just about a month ago to visit with in different areas of our organization unvaccinated folks who have chosen at that point at least not to go that route, and I was just struck by the sincerity of their opinions and the formulation of their thoughts, and I just want to respect that, and I want to encourage all of us to do that as well. So I will promise you that we will continue the communication both in written form and in video form in order to make sure that everybody feels informed. And just ask that you be patient while we figure this out and provide that communication to you as we go. In the meantime, if you have questions, of course, our COVID-19 email address is the best way to do that. And we will be attentive to that as well. So as always, I just keep thanking you from the bottom of my heart for the great work you're doing, caring for people, caring for each other, caring for yourself. And just look forward to seeing you and God bless. Thank you.